Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast. Hello, 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 hello. It is wonderful to connect with you, wonderful to say hi. Hello, how do you do? What is going on with you? Blessings, 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 blessings to you. Blessings, beloved. For those of you who will be live, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. And yes, let's do it. For those of you who will hashtag it and replay it, I appreciate that. For those of you who will be used by Papa at some point, for those of you who will be on, I don't know you on, and I might not never know you on. Okay, okay. And then for those of you who will be used by Papa at some point down the road to encourage this girl, I am grateful, 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 grateful. Let's make it do what it do. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How wonderful it is. Um, how wonderful it is to be, right? How wonderful it is to be, to just be. Yeah, life is, we don't have life without being. We don't have life without being. So I'm grateful today for just for being. I am beyond grateful. So, what are we talking about? On this Friday morning, we are at the end of the week, and we are at the end of the week. And so, thank you, Papa, for a productive week. Thank you for a blessed week. Thank you for a week of accomplishments, a week of doing and being and all of those things. Thank you. Virginia from Virginia. Happy Friday, my sister. Yes, yes, yes. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Um, happy Friday. So we're talking about increasing our capacity for being uncomfortable, increasing our capacity for growth and expansion, increasing our capacities for, right, that which we are not familiar with, increasing our capacity. What will it take? What will it take for you to become more comfortable with that which you have previously not been comfortable with? What will it take? So this week we've talked about increasing capacities for being uncomfortable. We've talked about aligned movement is intentional. Increasing capacities for growth and expansion. Um, and increasing capacities for increasing capacities for different. Aligned movement is intentional. Okay. All right. Right. Because good morning, Ray. Thank God it's Friday. Absolutely. Absolutely. Increasing capacities for different. So our brain likes the same. It likes for us to do the same things over and over again, right? Habits are formed by repetition. If we do something over and over and over and over and over and over again, we create habits, right? That's how we form habits, by repetition. And our brain likes that because it's predictable. It knows what to expect. And so it's comfortable. It can do that thing over and over again. Now, Um, and when we decide we want to do something different, the brain will revolt. It will revolt because it does not like different. It just doesn't appreciate it. And so it will attempt to um it will attempt to sabotage you when you try to create new habits, when we try to do something different, when we try to, to change our MO. Our brain is like, warning, warning, Will Robinson. Warning, warning, we don't like this. This is not what we want. This is not what we don't, So it's going to try to sabotage you. And yes, we're uncomfortable. We are uncomfortable when things are different. We are uncomfortable when we are in unfamiliar territory. Good morning, Erica. Hey, honey bun. Good morning, Letitia. Good morning. So good to see you, Scribe. We are uncomfortable in unfamiliar territory. That makes sense. It makes sense. It's built into us, right? It's built into us to not be comfortable with the unfamiliar. Now, the challenge with that, though, if we don't increase our capacities for different, we will keep doing the same things that we've always done, whether they work or not. We will default to the same actions, to the same responses, to the same behavior, to the same thought pattern. Hey, Chris, how are you, honey? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. We got to get together. Um, we will default. Happy Friday to you too. Open. We will default to the same process, right? Over and over and over again. We will default there. And so it's important for you and I to build our capacities for being uncomfortable so that we can increase our capacities for different. Let me just say, if in life all you have is what you've always had and you want something different, then you have to increase your comfort level with different. You have to expose yourself to different. Go places, go to people. So let me tell you something that was interesting. I went to Miami in August. In August, I went to Miami. And in Miami, where I was, hey Brian, good morning, sis. Where I was, love you right back. Everyone, just about, no matter what they looked like, spoke Spanish. They spoke Spanish. They did not speak English. And then I habla no inglés. I don't speak English, right? And I wasn't expecting that. I had never been to an American city where people couldn't help me or couldn't give me instructions because they didn't, and people who looked exactly like me, like I was confused. I had never had that experience, right? I had only been to Miami trying to get on a cruise ship. I had never really spent time in the city of Miami. So it was a bit uncomfortable because, you're walking, you're going different places, and you're like, I'm sorry, could you tell me? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't speak English. I don't no speak English. And I'm just like, okay. So I would look at a person who, might look Hispanic or something like that. And I was like, oh, well, let me go to this black person. And went to the black person. It was like, no speak English. I was like, culture shock. Oh, okay, okay. Reorient, adjust, shift, adapt, make no assumptions about who does or doesn't speak English. And then I was like, okay, it's an American city. Okay, this is a different culture. And so we were, there with my friend and my sister. And so we had to shift. Good morning, cuz. All is well with me. I pray all is well with you as well. Love you back. And so we had to shift, we had to adjust, we had to make some adjustments because it was different. But you know what? If I spent more time in Miami, if I were to spend more time there, do you know I would get used to that? And not only would I get used to that, but guess who would start speaking using the little bit of Spanish that she knows? Good morning. Good morning, love. Good morning. So good to see you. Good morning, Latosha. I owe you a call. I just realized that when I see you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So good to see you. Good morning. So yes, absolutely. We must increase our capacities for different. We have to. We have to shift our mindset. If you like anything that you want to improve, you keep doing it and making the adjustments in the direction that you are desiring to be in, right? In the direction you're desiring to know. Knowing you started taking an online Spanish course. I know. Actually, Brian, all throughout high school I did Spanish and a couple of years in college. So I know it a little bit, but I haven't practiced. But you're right about that. You are right. It is definitely something that I would have and probably will do in order to become fluent in it. You're right. And one, I love learning, and it's just fun. So increase our capacities for different. What is it in your life, beloved, that is inviting you to increase your capacity for something different? What's in your life that is inviting you to do that? To expose yourself, to grow, to expand, to increase, to be uncomfortable. But don't you know, have you ever been in a situation where you've been so uncomfortable? I think about there's a platform that I do contract work on. And I remember 4 years ago, about 4 years, maybe 3 years ago now, 3 years ago, when I started working on this platform, oh my God. It was like, when you first start driving, it's 10 and 2, the mirror, seatbelt, turn off the music, be quiet. And now you get in the car and you be like, how did I get home? I don't even remember driving. Like I don't even remember. So it's the same kind of thing. It automates, right? We automate, and that's how we build habits. We automate. If we do the same thing consistently enough, it becomes a habit. Over time, it becomes a habit because we create new neural pathways within our brain, and it habituates. And so when we think about habituating, when we think about new neural pathways, when we think about increasing our capacity for something different, beloved, increase our capacity for something different. When we think about doing that, increasing our capacities for something different, then you know what? We grow, we expand. We can never go back to who we were, to what we have done, what we've known. We can never go back to the I'm gonna say the lesser version, the prior version. Let me say that, the prior version. We can never go back to the prior version because of a new learning. We can never go back to the prior version. Even if we go back and start acting that way, there's some knowledge that we have, there's some knowing that we have that really begs us to, invites us to this new way of being. We can never go back. We can never unknow, right? Basically, we can never unknow. So our increasing capacities for different is so important, right? It's so important that we love. I like to have a sleep schedule. And and 23 days it works to go to sleep at 10 and wake up at 6, but then the loneliness creeps back in at 3 a.m. nights gets me again. Okay. I'm not sure if I quite understand that, but I get that you like to have a sleep schedule, and I try to, and 2 or 3 days. Oh, for 2 or 3 days it works to go to sleep at 10 and I wake at 6, and then the loneliness creeps back in. The 3 a.m. nights gets me again. Okay, okay, okay. And so, it's important to right, work on that which interrupts our sleep, because sleep is so important. And if we don't have sufficient enough rest, then it impacts us in all kinds of ways, all kinds of negative ways. Mental health, emotional health, physical health is impacted by sleep. So I'm holding space for you, praying for you that you're able to work with that which leads you to feeling lonely. Um, and so, yeah, so make sure you check out some of my videos. So it's interesting because I don't do a lot of conversation about, I don't know that I've ever taught on loneliness. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that I've done conversations on loneliness. So, love, thank you for posting that. So perhaps I will do a video dealing with loneliness. What I do know about loneliness is it's a state of being, any mental state of being that we're in. It is supported by the story we're telling ourselves about the situation. And if you can shift your story, you can shift your mental state, you can shift your emotional state. So, my encouragement to you is to shift your story, right? And it doesn't mean that your scenario isn't legitimate or validated. I'm not saying that at all. We all have our own unique situations that we must own and honor. But if they're not serving us, if any mental state isn't serving us, then it behooves us to do what's necessary to change the story. We may not be able to change the situation, but we can change how we talk to ourselves about the situation. Um, so thank you for your post. And increasing capacities for different. What is your life inviting you to? What difference is your life inviting you to? What different way of being is your life inviting you to? Beloved, 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 there's so much that's available for us if we would just shift, if we would just change, if we would just do something different. There's so much that is available for us to change. So I am a 40-year-old male. I know many of my fellow men who have the same loneliness and sleep problems. Thank you for answering my question. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, love. Thank you for giving me that information. I appreciate you and your time. Um, um, and I hope that you all are supporting each other, right? Supporting each other for connection. I recently was privileged to do a workshop for firefighters around PTSD. And what Papa gave me, right? What God gave me was to talk about PTSD. Um, so talk about protective gear, because of course protective gear is a major thing for them, but to talk about love, intentional love, and healthy connection as firefighters mental health protection gear. Intentional love and healthy connection. Now, in truth, that's a remedy for all of us, no matter what it is that we're dealing with. If we can lean into intentional love, loving ourselves first, and then healthy connection. And so I love you, beloved. I really do. I appreciate you. Thank you all for being on this morning, for engaging. You know, I love, 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 love engagement. So thank you for being on. Thank you for engaging with me. And I am sending love, abundance of it, oodles of it. And I have an abundance because I live with an overflow of love, because I'm going to love me so well that I'm never without it. Not never, not never. I have to love me. I choose to love me. I want to love me. I love loving me. And I do it sufficiently that there's an overflow for you. So I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. And at the moment Abba gave us our breath, Me and you know what we did. We forfeited, we relinquished, we gave up the right to not be amazing. You and I simply don't have the right to not be amazing. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.